Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today we'll be continuing the No Hope Estate, having some fun in the runes. Today's group is going to be a little wonky. I'm putting my hopes in a trinket that I very often overlooked. It's a common trinket, so I'm not putting too much faith in it, so if everyone here dies, it's totally on me for putting my faith in a common trinket. But we'll see what happens here. We'll cover that first, actually, since it's kind of integral. So that's going to be on Koala, the Prefect. So his whole shtick this time is actually going to be using power play, putting a irresistible mark, basically, on everyone, my party and the enemy party. I'm not going for the irresistible bleed versus already marked. That's gonna kind of be whatever. But since he has 8 speed, there's a very good chance he's gonna be going first, and if not, just first in my party, so everyone else can take advantage of that mark. Everything else on his bar is secondary. He will be using TikTok, but that's his main thing, is he's gonna be using power play. Now, because he's using power play, I realized I had this Warren grade book. So this makes it so when he uses power play, he's not going to get marked. So that's good, because there are things in here that will do a little bit extra damage versus marked. However, anyone on my team also gets a +5 accuracy while they're marked. So the Falconer, the Arbiter, and the Judicator all get +5 accuracy. The Judicator kind of needs it. If you've seen previous videos where I use the Judicator, they have kind of poor accuracy. So we're going to be going with that. And then the Prefect also has the Ancestors map, giving them plus scouting chance. They already have like 100% trap disarm. They don't really need that. So they're going to also be the person who disarms traps for me. They also have the ability to cure bleed blight and stealth, but otherwise they're not going to be doing too much else. They also can prevent nighttime ambushes for me. They can up resolve chance, up experience gained with gold star, and if I really need to, I can produce another panacea which gets rid of bleed blight burn as consumable. Then onto the other heroes, we have a Judicator who does extra damage versus bladed and extra damage versus mark. They can also blight with amber nail, also doing armor piercing. I also have the accuracy stone on them, so between that and the thing from the Prefect, they will have roughly 105 accuracy with dual convocation, which they will need. If I run into anything big like the Dwimmer Lake, which is going to be in the runes, just a question if I run into it, we have Calcified Condemnation for our riposte. I also have Hammer of the First Crusade, so that gives her armor piercing on any of the melee attacks, bypass guard on melee skills, and melee skills will break guard, and give them the debuff that they cannot be guarded. We're then going to be taking the Arbiter out for a ride. I should actually rename them, but actually no, our other Arbiter is the one that's renamed, so this one's Bertrand. They're going to have Burst to do extra damage versus humans, just in case we run into cultists or bandits. Lightning Hands to get an extra hit on anything that's marked. Raptorial Nature to get a riposte and some damage reflection going. And Eagle Eye to get accuracy and damage onto the Judicator. Because they have a riposte, we have Robin's Head on them, giving them extra crit. I modded off the restoration on riposte hit on the Robin's Head, that's why that's not there. And because they are a big beefy target, they have the Stone Clamshell Shield. On being hit, knockback 1. On being hit, debuff the target for -20 accuracy and 19 crit. So it's all on the thing that will hit them. And finally, we have a Falconer who has the Crimson Curse, so I thought I would throw on the Baby Tick just for funsies. So they have +2 speed and +2 crit from this. They have the Archer's Bracer, so all hits from them do +1 damage. And otherwise, we'll just be doing Quick Shot, which does +75% damage and 15 crit versus marked, or Heavy Barrage, which does a +100% crit versus marked. Those are the two main things they'll be doing. Otherwise, we're going into the runes to get the Blade of the Second Crusade, which does extra damage, extra crit versus marked. However, lowers bleed and blight duration, so it's kind of if you go all in on the dual convocation part of it, which seems to be kind of what I am doing. Of course, we're taking all the food because that's how I'm healing in this estate. Can't really heal in combat. Taking a lot of consumables here. A few holy waters for anything I might run into, a few keys, and let's be off. Now, with all this being said, I have done a few updates to the estate. As you saw, the Arbiter was put in because I forgot them, and a few back-end things for the actual recordings. I got some art updates, so I have a screen for when I just yap at the end, things like that. And I have a little question for all of you at the end, because I got a little thing I didn't think I was going to be getting with one of the art things I got. So you'll have to let me know if you want to see this during like the actual video or not. But that'll be at the end of this, just so I don't go off on too much of a tangent during the actual video. Definitely skipping this little guy. Let's see if we get anything good out of the bones.
If only treasure could stop.
I mean, jade is always good.
Otherworldly corruption.
Unfortunate that we didn't scout that. Still no scouting. That map is doing us some good. Oh boy. We can still make use of power play. Everyone's marked. Now eliminate the opposition. So we are going to quick shot, hit the bone soldier in row 2. They're down. Suppose move forward with Jean. We are going to lightning hands onto the flawed observer, because that's a free action. And then, can you do anything from row 3, Jean? You can amber nail. Okay. So we're gonna, yeah, eagle eye to get the accuracy, the damage, and the do stuff to stealth. And that's also a free action. So now raptorial nature onto bone rabble, taking it out. Ouchie. However, now heavy barrage. Let's just take out the observer, that way I don't get the quirk. Power play again, that way it's marked. Lightning hands. So that way I could hit it while it was marked, and then burst it down. Worm Teeth for the Kraken Slayer, -2 speed, but on being hit we get a few buffs. We're going to leave that and take the crests, because it's not really a trinket I like. Putting people in default order, moving on along, torching up in the room. There's the scout I want. So I'm going to pop out to get this curio, which we can use our last holy water on. Taking what we can, I'm going to go back. We're going to go up to this room, go to the side room to the left, and then we'll just go up and around. Oh, we don't have the holy water for this now. Ah, well.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Battle room, right? No, okay, going to the left room here. No holy water for that either. So we will leave the, what is that technically called again? Partition? Confession booth. Now going to the right, there is another curio and a battle room to an empty room. 100 gold is 100 gold.
For a task well performed.
Alright, Terrorfang. We can leave that alone by power play. Actually, let's TikTok on Jean first, because then she goes faster next round. Power play. Get that lovely mark on everything. I heavy barrage. Nope, not gonna take it out. So let's take out the courtier.
Another abomination.
Just a normal shot there. I can dual convocation. Probably taking out the bone defender. Crit did indeed take it out. Then what I'm thinking is we eagle eye Jean for the accuracy, the crit. We lightning hands Terrorfang, because then it comes out of this and it takes more damage. Then we raptorial nature the bone rabble. I was actually thinking the bone rabble would go down to that. I wasn't actually looking at the damage, so I wasn't sure how much it would do. Okay, Jean, please take out Terrorfang. There we go. I believe... Oh, kind of surprised. I thought the Prefect would be going. Bandaging so we don't take bleed damage. Heavy barrage on rabble, rabble down.
Executed with impunity.
Taking the food for sure.
Trifling victory.
And actually, what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to camp. That way I can get some scouting going. I can heal the little bit of damage and stress I've taken.
It's a goal without hope.
Yeah, scavenge, take the food, take that. I think that ups the... I thought that upped the scouting. Or yeah, for 4 battles. Then, by Amber Ward, that prevents nighttime ambush and ups damage on melee skills and range skills for the Judicator. I have 5 left. So what I can do is I can gold star, so I can get the gold star for a good student. We're going to pop that on Bertrand here. And then Bertrand can also do Infallible, which lowers his stress by 15.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
So we're going to go up to all 3 of these rooms. I'm probably going to do the right one and then the left one. 70% disarm, and we failed it.
Carelessness will find
It was a gamble.
clemency in this place.
I'm going to come back for that torch. Going to the right room, like I said. And then battle room. Battle room. I'm gonna use a key here. That's nice. So tick-tock. Power play.
Falters.
Then, if I heavy barrage, I probably take out the torture.
Decimated.
And that's a source of bleeding gone. I can then take out the flawed observer. That way, if nothing gets buffed, I don't get the quirk.
Ringing ears.
I was gonna say at least it wasn't the
The end approaches.
coral, and I think the coral would have still done more damage than the bayonet jab crit there. Alright, let's Eagle Eye. I'm gonna Lightning Hands the Arbalist there. I think I can still hit him with Raptorial. No, I can't. We can burst him down.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them.
And this poor little bone defender is left. The birdie can take a skull. He's probably still fighting without the skull.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
I'm taking what I can. Definitely leaving that journal page. Don't touch that thing.
An insidious killer.
What's in the sarcophagus? Money. Alright, to the left. We can eat. Definitely want that because of the heal. And a torch.
Laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Now the great thing about bringing back these bounty feathers is I can essentially make whatever group I want for the Coven, or not the Coven, the Talon Mother, which is going to be great. It's too bad these curios are basically worthless. What I'm... You know, do I want to bring back a few more invitations? That might be helpful long run, because I don't know how many invitations I'm going to need to take out the Baron. I just really do not want the Crimson Curse, nor to get afflicted. Alright, let's take out the Messenger. That way he doesn't call more. We're going to Eagle Eye, just for the accuracy so we can hit the Sycophants. Lightning Hands, maybe take one out. And then burst the one we already hit, so one of the bugs is down.
Faint hope blossoms.
And then bop. Just one buggy left. Who still went faster than us. Oh, we didn't tick-tock, that's why. And that's what I didn't want to have happen. However, that being said, we have 4 actions to take it out. I think it went pop.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled.
And I still have a space. Alright, give me the torch. lot of room battles down here, but that just means loot, right? Ooh, treasure. Heavy barrage. Yeah, heavy barrage him. That way he doesn't get away. And down he goes. Just took a few arrows. Alright, power play. Let's get the rest of these guys. We can dual convocation you. That's another cutthroat down. By lightning hands. Let's go for... Should I do this first while I'm thinking? Part of me wants the Fusilier, but the cutthroat's gonna do more damage. Yeah, I figured he would either miss or do like up to 3 damage per person, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Now we pull him forward. I can disrupt, which is going to do a bit of damage. And then pop.
Well struck.
Be wary.
4 antiques is 2,000, that's more than a gold stack. I can pop 2 food on the Arbiter to take the ruby. Ah, the serpent gland, huh? Let's take the panacea. And then the bandage. Okay, curio here.
Glittering gold.
I just gave up the
trinkets and
bandage.
baubles, paid for in blood.
Don't think I have anything for that, so that's not the biggest deal. What I would like to do is take out a courtier from stress.
Fiend.
Then, once again, power play. I mean, it's doing its job really well. Yeah, I thought that was going to be an afflict.
There can be no hope in this house.
Even with the plus virtue chance there.
At all.
I don't have that good of luck. Alright, so we're gonna lightning hands on the soldier, because if I don't take him out, I can still burst him. Up the damage here, and then burst the soldier. And we miss. Okay, Convocation Torture.
Masterfully
Love that 38 crit. You can smell their blood. What blood do they have? They're skeletons. That's really old blood if they have it. Unless you're just crazy. I mean, I'm not crazy, so... And can't amber nail from there. Break the corpse. And raptorial nature. Eagles like skulls, right? Okay, so I want this for getting rid of the anti-venom.
So too will resistance.
And now we have these 4 rooms. Oh, I can't heavy barrage anymore. And I don't have the blood, because I forgot the blood, even though I have someone who has a Crimson Curse, I forgot the blood. I always do. Yeah, TikTok Jean. She's the slowest, so. Then power play. Taking out the Arbalists there just because they're easy. Then up damage, and then we're going to Raptorial just for the riposte and everything on the Supplicant here. then I believe we can take out the Bone Defender. I was going to. Let's make sure we don't take as much damage, just in case there's something in the last few rooms. Let's be safe. I just got rid of my anti-venoms too. Supplicant down. And then we can just disrupt the defender. Probably could have gotten rid of that anti-venom, but oh well.
This expedition at least promises success.
I want the emerald. So let's get rid of these for it. And then we can use the medicinal herbs on the Falconer before we just drop them. Torch up. Got 5 left, so I do have to be a little... 4 left, so I have to be a little careful here, just in case there is a wall. Like so. So let's go down instead of right. Just going to disarm it with the Prefect. I don't care about the stress on the Arbiter anymore. I'm going to leave him for now. And that is complete. However, that being said, there is a treasure room right here, and I have keys. So let's go and nab it. Because worst case scenario, I do an extra fight that I'm pretty sure I can get through. I get heirlooms, and then I get the curios. Am I crazy for thinking that? TikTok on Jean, and power play what's left so I do extra damage to them. We got tetanus. I would not want to get stabbed by that knife. It's probably covered in it. Rabble down, soldier left. And since soldier hit me, we're not going to be making them get any less actions. So probably take out the torturer. And get Raptorial going for the riposte and reflect. And pop.
A devastating blow.
Taking what I can.
So clearly in view.
Gonna leave the food here.
Really a trick of the light.
Take the money. Try the key. Taking what I can again, leaving the anti-venom. Gonna go to this, so I can use the other key.
Wealth beyond
Taking what I can again, tossing the
to
shovels.
the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And then hoping I don't get a hunger check on the way to this curio here. And we're gonna do one last fight. Taking out the messenger.
A time to perform
TikTok, power play, then we will lightning hands the messenger. Just convocation when the supplicant sits down. At least no curse. Like I said, lightning hands there. Upping damage just in case. Oh, why would you do that? I guess it's extra action stuff, but oof. Burst, which missed. And then on to the supplicant, which down and out. Okay. Taking portrait over torch, and we're going to take the citrine over the key. And out we go.
The shifted corridors and sloped
Blade of the Second Crusade, plus 50% damage versus marked, 12% damage, or 12 crit versus marked. Then 18,000 gold, 2 busts, 1 portrait, 2 deeds, and 12 crusts. We will need to do some stuff for the people here. Jean got tetanus, so I'm going to have to put her in the treatment ward. She also got Fox Lover. So, that's plus guard duration received from Lover's Insight, plus 30% stress received from Vixen's Wiles. Valiant here on Bertrand, so minus 66% horror duration received. Only one person can have that, so not a bad person to have it on. Cora got the Crimson Curse. Bad Gambler on our Falconer here. And Courtyard Adventure. Might be decent for when I go into the courtyard, because I probably will be using a Falconer.
Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
Amorphous Atlas. With enough time and scraps of information, even these twisted lands may be temporarily charted. Place your trust in her claws. Do not waste this rare boon. Buff stacked to 40% and 20% respectively. Idle Gem Hunters gain 1 resolve level, plus 10% scouting on next quest, 5% monster surprise on next quest. So that means I might be having a level 4 Gem Hunter? No, Diggers is just going to hit level 3. I thought I had another, and this one's going to be hitting level 2. Okay. So we are going to put Bertrand in here because Antsy. Remember that one. Jean goes in here because of tetanus. And then we're not touching it with these two because of Crimson Curse. Nothing I want there. So I figure since there's nothing really good in any of the areas, this would be a good time to go to the Farmstead to kind of get one of the next Farmstead Plus bosses. I originally wasn't going to do any of the Farmstead Plus bosses, but I figure see how far we can get with some of those. Also, it gets me some shards, which there are a lot of trinkets still that I would like to grab. I know I can get like 2 or 3 of them right now. I'm just not grabbing them right now because like I'm not sure what I want, and like none of them are an immediate need, you know. Like I would like the Mirror Shield, which takes 75. I would like the Sleeper's Eye, which helps the Trophy Hunter do extra damage versus stealth, ignore stealth, stuff like that. The Bones for the Uncrowned, which adds dodge, adds crit, adds dodge multiplier per combo point, and on dodge gives him a riposte, which is a really nice survivability trinket and damage trinket. So there's a lot of things in here, and they just get even more expensive. Another one I would actually like to play around with, just because I've actually never used it, is the Non-Eludian Hilt. Just because, believe it or not, I've never used it on any of my like vanilla files, and when I was really into Darkest Dungeon, like when I platinumed the game, Color of Madness hadn't been out yet, so I don't have too much experience with a lot of the even vanilla versions of these. So this is another one I'd just like to get my hands on, play around with it, because I think it's going to be handy on this file. But what I'm going to be going in is the Farmstead Plus here that has the crests, just because I need so many of them, and getting the Explorer's Helmet for the Bounty Hunter, which is plus scouting chance minus food consumed. It's going to be helpful, just so I can heal them as needed. The group is going to be another marking team, believe it or not. But this one is, I'm not sure how it's going to work, just because I don't do well with the Ironclads. I don't think they've survived too long in my groups. So he's going to be starting with Uppercut. This lowers the flat damage of an enemy by 4. It's 100% base of chance. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw him on Maciek's head. So this ups the debuff chance of that flat damage by 35%, so it's 135%. The other part of this doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. It also marks a target for me. Then on subsequent rounds, I can do either Flame Barrier or Searing Blow. I'm only going to use Demon Mode if something bad happens. Otherwise, I don't plan on using it. Otherwise, he does damage to himself, like minimum 5 damage per turn. I don't want that. Normally what would happen is he has ways of healing himself, and that's how it's sustainable, or you bring a healer and that's how it's sustainable. To make him fit into this estate, I had to mod those off, and that's why it's not very sustainable. So he's really only useful in human form unless shit hits the fan. So we're keeping him in human mode as much as possible, kind of like the Ripperkin is staying in normal or sated mode. Otherwise, his other trinket is Diggs' Head, which ups scouting chance and ups armor piercing. We're going to be trying a new Anointed. This one is going to start with Condemned to mark, pulling a target, also marking the Anointed, because when the Anointed is marked, they do more damage. So then after turn 1, we're going to be doing Zealous Ire, which does plus 75% damage damage while they are marked. Also having armor piercing. If I need it, I have holy obligation to up the accuracy of a ally by 10, upping the protection of the Anointed by 15, marking the Anointed, upping the Anointed speed, and clearing the marked on an ally. Then we have Renew. I believe I actually removed the heal on this. I could be wrong, but I want to say the heal is actually removed on Renew. And that way I can use the Cherished Prayer Book, which friendly skill Cure Bleed Blight. Actually, I want to double check this before I go about doing that. Actually, I'm not even, I know he's modded just because Sacred Blade doesn't heal, so this should be fine. So I should be able to use Renew, which on friendly skill removes Bleed and Blight on all heroes then. For one of our damagers, we're going to have Axolotl. Looks like her skills didn't actually go correctly, so 1 second here. So we're mainly going to be using Hunt Down. This does extra accuracy and crit versus marked, has a huge damage modifier, plus accuracy and crit versus size 2, and disables harpoon skills for 1 round, so after she uses it, we switch to grudge, marking something else, or use thwack or breach to just finish off the fight. She has the Archer's Bracer, upping her damage by 1, and observant grip, so she ignores stealth and does 11 extra crit versus anything that's marked. And then we have our new Half-Foot here, who I need to buy skills on, so 1 moment. I thought I bought skills on him. So he's gonna have mainly Jugular Shot. What this is gonna do is Bleed and Blight versus anything that's marked. Massive Bleed actually versus anything that's marked. If we're not doing Bleed, we also have the Sunward Isles Bow, so that's also doing Blight versus anything that's marked. Just won't Bleed or Blight any humans. We also have Mark Weak Point, so that's gonna mark for us, also upping the crits and damage received on the target. Blinding Knife if he somehow gets moved forward, and otherwise Guide Attack to clear stun, up damage, up crit, up accuracy, and let them ignore stealth. So let's go in here real quick. Let's get some shards, let's get our trinket, have some fun. Alright, all we can do is go down. Half-Foot should be the one searching like everything so I can get extra supplies.
To the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Ladonum the Scarecrow so I can get extra stuff, which should be Comet Shards, which we got. Dig through the crystal somehow. No, I'm not sure how we're digging through the crystal and not getting extra Comet Shards, because you think that would just be one gigantic Comet Shard for us. I'm gonna pop up so I can get the Corrupted Harvest here. Take the food, take the gold. Gonna get rid of the holy water. So then we can go back down and then go to the left. Take the food again, take the gold, take the key, leave the journal. Alright, first fight, I really don't like that snail. We can mark weak point on it, so I can bleed it next turn. I'm gonna condemn the crofter. That way I mark it, mark the Anointed. Hunt down on the snail. That way we do a bunch of damage to it before it gets that damage reflect.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze. Festering fear consumes the mind.
And then we uppercut the crofter, marking it, lowering its damage. Turn 2. These should pretty much all go down, I think. So, what we're going to do is whack crofter, crofter down. Jugular shot on snail, snail down.
Give them no quarter.
Anti-venom. Zealous ire on vine. And searing blow onto crofter. I actually thought that would be doing more, but that's fine. Then jugular shot onto feeble vine, vine down.
Formation is broken.
Maintain the offensive.
The Anointed is taking a lot of damage here. That's fine. No one else really is, so... I mean, I get that it's concentrated.
A faint hope blossoms.
Now, what I can do is I could camp. And get some scouting and all that going for me. Which I know isn't the best case scenario.
Gathered close.
Camping with that scarecrow there is absolutely frightening.
Companionship.
Alright, so what we're gonna do is heightened reaction for the dodge and speed the riposte for 4 battles. Barricade for the prevent nighttime ambush plus protection. Detailed maps. And that's what we can do. See what we get off this guy.
A fortune.
Of course, we get the blood here, but not in the last run. I will still keep it. I kind of need it at this point. Trinket or comet shards? Comet shards. Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. See if we get some food out of this. This way we can heal some more. We'll leave the 200 gold, that way I can have the food to heal with. Oh, Herding Hound. He is kind of adorably ugly. Kind of like him. Okay. So we are going to mark him. Hunt down.
Annihilated.
I believe he was from the new Koala's creature collection thing for the Crystal of Madness, by the way. Just in case anyone's wondering. That puts out like the Crystalline, Jester, Crusader, all that jazz. It also put in the new monsters.
The birthplace of dread.
Oh, we missed with that, huh? That's lovely. Okay, well, in that case, grudge him. Hit the horsey with an arrow, that way we bleed and blade it. So 3 and 6. Hit the riposte. Condemn on Crofter. Not condemn, Zealous Ire.
Obliterated.
Almost did that and almost did no damage, that was bad. Alright, taking what we can, I'm going to trade the citrines for the emerald. And moving on along. Nom nom. Up we go. Okay. 50-50. Why is it bugging out like that? Does everyone see this? Am I just like out of the range? Okay, what happens when I... Yeah, it was just because I was like just out of the range, I think. Aspect can do that. Just stress reasons. If I have to explore 60% of the rooms, I'm not even going to bother going to the left here because I'm almost done and there's nothing over there. What I will do though heal with that food. We can leave it now. I'm almost done. So I probably can get rid of the shovel for the slippery boots. Then we're going to go up. Do this room battle, and I believe this will actually be I'm done. So after this, it's just how much more I can take back. Mark weak point on the snail.
The horror.
Hunt down on snail. Snail down. Or any reflect. Love it.
Diminished.
Next up is condemning on the eggs, just because I don't want them turning into the chicken. Uppercut. Then we're gonna do breach onto the eggs.
Another one falls.
Oh, that was the wrong move. Oh well. Hit the crofter. Crofter goes down to bleed and blight. Because now I can't do Zealous Ire. Time to test this then. It does heal. I need to fix that. Didn't technically heal anyone, so I'm good, but... more notes for me to do. In the back end. Because I thought I had fixed that. It could have been a, I don't think I'm ever going to use it, so I'm not going to touch it type deal, though. We'll find out. I'm going to post whatever the coding is there in... I'm going to post there in editing, and I'm going to call myself out. Alright, one with an action's down.
Destroy them all.
You can just move forward now. We're gonna do thwack instead of breach.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And then all was good. Anti-venom? No. What I'll do though is use the torch for the accuracy, take the busts.
A dizzying fall.
Really not done yet. You know what I am gonna do though, is I have all of this food. We might as well heal with it. And then get some more shards. I love it. Leave the... Oh, I had a stack of bandages there. I could have taken that. Oh well. Battle room with Curio. Up to that. Have I really not explored 60% of the rooms by now? Hey, Scarecrow. Wait a minute. I could be off my rocker. I could be really off my rocker here. And this has no implication on the actual battle. Do you see the spacing between Sky Tainted and Hen? How it looks like a single space? And the space between Scattered and Scarecrow? Is that 2 spaces? Or am I totally off my rocker here? This is gonna bug the ever-living shit out of me. I think that's 2 spaces. Am I crazy? Someone tell me I'm not crazy. I have to screenshot this now. Okay. Moving on, because that is gonna bug the ever-living hell out of me. Even if it is right, That is going to bug the ever-living hell out of me. Chicken needs to go away, by the way. Chicken needs to go away.
The ground quakes.
Okay, condemn. We're gonna hit the scarecrow, bringing out of stealth. Chicken goes away to bleed and blight, though uppercutting Crofter. Then chicken goes. These two are marked. Hunt down. Crofter goes away. Jugular shot. No, that won't work. It's still damage to the scarecrow. So blighting him. We just need like one more hit on him to be fair. Zealous Ire on Taskmaster. If I uppercut him, he does less damage, then all I need to do is take out Taskmaster. So Jugular Shot again. The whack doesn't hit him, Breach does. Breach takes him out, the fight's ours.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Okay. So... bandage here. Leave those. There's our thing. Laudanum here. Take what we can, leave the money. Hunger check. And then down we go. Because I figure we can at least like de-stress and grab some more comet shards down here. Wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we can get rid of the bandage. That works. Because I'm just planning on... they're both from battles. Maybe that was not the right idea, but oh well. Default party order. Get rid of stress. Get rid of stress down here. And then, I mean, we can pop up and around. That's not the biggest deal. We got the food. We're going to get more food out of this. Possibly. No, we're not, because we don't have the right things. Oh, well. Okay. We can blight. Possibly. 2 for 3 rounds. I hit it for 4. Yeah, the vine's going to go down. I thought the vine was going to go down on its own. I forgot our horrible chance to actually blight. Oh well. And then we're blighted. Okay. So my thought here is let's just Zealous Ire. Thought we would take out the vine. Uppercut this horse. Because then we can thwack it. It's marked, so we can Jugular Shot it. It goes down to Bleed and Blight. And then we can easily take out the vine with whatever.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Like so. Probably don't need the head.
But a victory nonetheless.
I don't think I'm actually going to be getting much out of those medicinal herbs, though. Okay. Can get rid of a negative quirk with this. So off guard would actually be really good. Restless Conscience would be a good one to get rid of too. But off guard, yeah. Oh, hey. First of all, Coven. Oh, they count as human. Now I can't bleed or blight them. This is rough. Okay, so we're just gonna mark them with Espec then. I think this is probably gonna be the final fight because of how rough this is gonna get. Hunt down, Rogue goes down. Uppercut on Invigilator just because of how much damage he'll do. That also marks him. We're going to condemn one of the rogues. Now... technically, I have like a 40% chance to bleed. But it's not great. If we even hit. There's that. Okay, if we thwack, that doesn't take him out, but then we can do shenanigans with these two. No bandages. Velasire, take him out.
Singular strike.
Kinda wish that was on the Invigilator now. He'd be down. And now Dumont might be in trouble.
Facing the abyss.
Okay. This is the last fight. We're up shit creek right now. 4 speed, 6 speed. I think we're okay as long as we get rid of the Invigilator. I want to do Offering, but that would put Rorard at Death's Door. So let's do Hemokinesis. That puts us at 5. If I Jugular Shot and hit for 3, he goes down. Otherwise, what I can do is I can mark the Rogue. Hunt down on the Rogue. Nope. I tried.
Blood soaks
I tried.
feeding the evil therein.
Oh, Hunt down was even on cooldown. Oh no, it's not on cooldown. He's just wrong row. Well, thwack. Thwack. Use that wrench. I tried Rorard. I tried.
These nightmarish creatures
Or not Rorard, but...
they can be beaten.
Ah, oy vey. Alright, food. Just get it out of the inventory so I can take this stuff back. Take the Ludonum back. Or, get rid of the Ludonum, rather. Keys can go away for that feather, because the Bloody Feather is actually really good. 25% damage versus bleeding. More damage if at least one monster corpse is there. Take what we can then. Get rid of the rest. See what Mildred wants.
Finding the
I was hoping to get her locket, but that's fine.
Now it must be
68 comet shards for 1 death isn't horrible. I was hoping to have the Anointed actually live, but that was my bad. I mean, he would have lived if I didn't push it. And I know better than to push it at this point, but oh well. Okay. So we got the Explorer's Helm for the Bounty Hunter. We got 68 Comet Shards. We got a bunch of crests, busts, and portraits. And another 10,000 gold, which is awesome. Everyone here hit level 1. Farmstead Explorer on S-Spec, which is great. Week 52.
Now, like me,
no one here. I'm gonna grab. I did get asked if I was going to do the. This is probably going to be like last week now, but I did get asked if I was going to do the Sybil on this estate and the Lord of the Worgen. The Sybil I don't think is going to work well for the same reasons I don't think the Matriarch is going to work well. They're going to be a very dangerous class to use. They have a lot of healing things. The healing kind of helps outweigh the, like, blight on the heroes. I'm not sure if I have the video up at this point in time, but I planned on doing a video for the Sybil and the Lord of the Worgen. And depending on how those videos went and how I liked them in those, I was going to throw them in here. But the Sybil, just I don't think is going to work well on this estate. One, they have a lot of healing things that I would have to mod out. But two, the blight that they do to all heroes in their, like, quote-unquote damaging form doesn't seem like it's going to work well. I would be damaging myself a lot to be damaging with her, and I don't like that. Actually, I should be doing something else while I do this. So I'm not sure where I'm going to be going next time, but I did unlock the Rotten Prize, so I might do that. If I go and get this Berserker Mask, I am going to mod off the on monster kill stress -9, heal -9. I'm not sure how to do that on a vanilla hero, but it shouldn't be too bad. I know how to do that on modded heroes just because the trinkets are in the same folder, but I will be looking at that. If I don't go in there, I'm going to find a normal trinket that I just want. There's a ton around here, so it shouldn't be too horrible to get. There are a few I already see that I would like. So depending upon what I want to do and kind of what I feel like, and depending upon what the party is, we'll go and do that. Now, on to the other stuff I wanted to talk about. Continuing on with Sybil, all that stuff. Like I said, I would do at the end of the episode. I got some art stuff done. Kind of just for like when I'm yapping at the end of the episode, kind of like this. So, first of all, let me see if this actually works. There we go. I think this is recording correctly. I got this done for when I'm just kind of talking. So this will probably be the screen that I'm talking at, just so like it doesn't look as boring, all that jazz. But the other part of that is, if I switch back to this now, I had a question for all of you at kind of the beginning of the episode that I said I would ask now. So, you see this little guy. I wasn't expecting this as part of the art deal, but they made this little guy for me. Kind of like Helmet's little helmet in the background. So, if I get... Right now, he's just kind of moving like this. But I could have him kind of like moving when I talk. Kind of like Helmet does. Or, if I really got into it, like, he'd move around with me, but I'm not sure how much work that would take. So let me know. What do you guys think? Should I have him in the little corner there? Because I really like him. He's kind of adorable. Or if I go to this screen, you guys can get a better look at him. Because he's just the same guy, kind of elfed out without the screen in the background. But figured I'd go to this screen while I'm just kind of yapping now. So, like I said, the Sybil is just not going to work on this estate. I will have a video up if I don't have her already soon, where I'm kind of like just playing with her, showing off what she can do, how she works in synergies with some groups, some stuff like that. I also will have one for the Lord of the Worgen. Him, I do think I might be adding to this estate. I do have to tinker around with him a little bit more, though. And there's some other background stuff I have to double check on this estate, just make sure everything is up and running like I thought it originally was. But yeah, let me know what you think about all that. Because should I be adding the Lord of the Worgen? Because I think I want to add him. Should I have this little guy in the background? Actually, just to show what he would look like, should I have this little guy in the background? Because I kind of like him. He's kind of adorable. And if so, should I have him like bobbing up and down when I talk, kind of like Helmet does? Because I think that would be adorable too. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. We will be continuing this estate just daily as I can, Monday through Friday. If you haven't kind of caught, that's how I'm doing it. Monday through Friday will be the No Hope Estate. I'm just going to kind of do those other videos whenever I can. I did plan on having them up, the videos for the Sybil and the Lord of the Worgen, a lot sooner. Just some weird things I don't want to get into came up, and I was not able to get those videos out as soon as I had originally planned. So if those aren't up already, those will be up very, very shortly. And we're going to go from there. So let me know what you all think about all this. Oh, and then obviously, the one bad thing about me having him here is, if you can't tell already, it's going to be a lot more noticeable. I should throw that out there. It's going to be a lot more noticeable when I do my little cuts and edits. So you'll be noticing that a lot more when he's out, if you decide that he should be a thing there. That would be one of the very few downsides I can think, other than him being a little bit distracting. But otherwise, that's going to be it for this time. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. And otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please, have a good one.